So, all right, it is Sunday, November 3rd. It's daylight savings, I didn't know, so I was very happy to get an extra hour of sleep. Got home a little later than usual, 10. I know, I'm an old man, all right? I got home at 10:30 and that felt pretty late, but got an extra hour of sleep. And now on the agenda today is I'm about to drive out to the opposite side of the state where I'm going to be starting the run. And the idea is just to drive the entire course all the way back across the state. My hope is to get an idea for the route topographically. Like, the west side of the state I've heard is pretty hilly, so I want to just see what I'm signing myself up for doing this, but just start to be able to visualize, like, what is the run going to look like? What does the course look like? How do I think I'm going to be feeling at each checkpoint? That way, once training camp really kicks off in a couple weeks, I don't have to worry about the unknowns of the course. I can worry more about how do I make sure that my feet and my body can get me that distance. So yeah, today I'm just going to be recording clips about basically my reaction to this whole thing. It's a new thing to me, documenting this stuff, but my hope is to just be as transparent as possible and capture the real raw expression of how this course makes me feel, because already 202 miles is a daunting thought. So yeah, we'll see what the course holds. All right, we have made it to mile 0 of the run, Wyalusing Public Beach. I am looking across right now. I can see Minnesota, so I'm at the west end of the state. This will be where we start. I just found this is a great spot that allows me to take back roads and have a relatively straight shot from west to east. So now I'm going to jump into the course. I'm just going to drive one running day at a time. And at the end of each one, I'll stop, take a break, pop out the phone, and just let you know what I'm thinking about. All right, I'm going to be real honest. Seeing the first day, that's terrifying. So it's 40.7 miles, and I maybe saw 2 miles of flats. So it's all just steep, long, rolling hills. I can't even begin to guess the total vert. That's going to be a beast of a first day. So yeah, total mileage, trekked it out 40.7 miles. The first 3 miles straight from leaving Wyalusing Public Beach is just this long winding uphill. So basically a 5K run all on an incline. And then from there you just kick off these, just crazy steep rolling hills. I knew I wanted day one to be the biggest push, but that's going to be so tough. That scares me. I gotta be so honest, that scares the crap out of me seeing that. I knew it was going to be hilly, but that is like, that's next level. That's going to be tough. So that gives me a good idea for training what I have to do. But like, just getting to the end of it, even driving that was, I can tell that's going to be a very long first day. So it is what it is. Long first day. I mean, the entire area out here is rolling hills. So if I pick a different route, it won't be really any different. It'll just be different hills, but same thing. So yeah, just have to accept the first day is going to be a long push, 40.7 miles. Very, very little of it is going to be flat. I'm either going to be descending or ascending. So yeah, got to get the quads and knees ready for day one. Now let's go check out day two. This is laughably terrifying. All right, day 2, it's 31.7 miles total, so that puts the total at 72.4 miles. It did have more flats than day 1. It wasn't just straight rolling hills the entire time, but I'm equal parts happy I did this and so sad that I did this, because I'm coming to the realization in real time how demoralizing the first 2 days are going to be. I mean, it's like the vert in the first 2 days in that first 72 miles is probably going to far outweigh the vert that I did in my 100 miler, which I thought was a lot. And then I've got 4 days after. So it's just, it's tough to fathom what I just drove running it. Like it, I hope we can do it justice in the documentary, how actually steep this terrain is. I'm just going to be living on a stair climber. That's what's going to have to happen. I'm going to be living on a stair climber and sleeping on a max incline treadmill and vacationing in the hilliest parts of my surrounding area. That's it. I'm just going to live, eat, and breathe hills for the next 6 months. Yeah. Oh my gosh. I'm just hoping that from here on out, it starts to flatten out a little bit. So I'm closing in bit by bit towards Madison. I think from Madison over, it will be relatively flat. So I'm just going to have to prepare myself for like quads and knees to kind of basically take a beating the first 2 days. And then after that, be able to rally and kind of press the gas pedal down from days 3 to 6. But yeah, seriously, and there's no getting around it. This entire section of Wisconsin is, and again, I knew that, but to see it, to see the size of the beast is just, it puts things into perspective. But now I'm rambling, so let's get on to day 3. My faith in this has been restored. Day 3, 37.1 miles total, making the total at the end of day 3, 109.5 miles. I think this will be a really good third day after the first 2, how insane those are going to be. 37 miles, it's relatively flat. It's a lot of smaller rolling hills mixed with flats. There's a couple daunting ones, but nothing even close to the first 2 days. So this put me a little bit more at ease. This makes me feel a little bit better. 37 miles, nice, easy pace. Focus on just getting it done by the end of the day. I think this will be a good third day. And being at 109.5 with the total mileage being somewhere around 202, that's part of the whole reason for doing this. That makes me feel good. I'll be over halfway after day 3, which is exactly what I wanted. That's how I wanted to establish this, so that way days 4 and 5 push a little harder, and then day 6 we can make a whole event out of it, have people jump in and run the last bit. But yeah, this one put me at ease. The first 2, I genuinely freaked out. You might have been able to see it, you probably could, but after the first day course, I kind of had a bit of shock, and then seeing the second day course, knowing what the first day was going to be like, for a second I got shook hard. So day 3 put me a little bit more at ease. I'm feeling better about it, knowing that first 2 days are going to be tough. Focus on getting through them, recover well. Use day 3 almost as like a recovery day, and then we'll see what's up ahead with days 4 through 6, but I think I'll be able to push a little bit harder in the second half. So yeah, All right, day 4 so far is the one I'm definitely the most excited about. It's running past the Wisconsin State Capitol building. It's running through downtown Madison, past the campus, like the University of Madison campus, running past the lakes, beautiful scenery. On top of that, it's actually a pretty flat course. There's a couple small hills, some gradual inclines, gradual declines, stuff like that, but it's going to feel so flat compared to, like, at that point, after having done what I've done, it's going to feel really flat, really smooth running. I'll be able to probably get a lot better pace than the first couple days. So I'm really excited for that. Also, it's the first day where I start switching over to doing more trail stuff. So there's a couple smaller like paths that I'll be taking, weaving around the Madison area just to get off some of the roads. And then at mile 19, about 19 and a half miles in, where I'm at right now, I hop onto the Glacial Drumlin trailhead in Cottage Grove and go another 14 miles to Rock Lake. So I think Rock Lake is, I don't know where Rock Lake is, but it's 14 miles away from the trailhead. This is, I think, going to be such a beautiful run. It's going to be such a great way to kick off the second half. My energy from days 3 and 4 are infinitely different just viewing it than days 1 and 2. Like, I feel really excited to get out and do, like, if just day 4 was a run, I'd be so happy and so excited. So I really think at this point it's gritting through days 1 and 2, understanding they are not going to be the most fun things in the world, but knowing that on the other end of that is day 3, which is a much easier run, probably a good recovery day. Take it slow, log the miles. And then day 4 is so beautiful. It'll be a great experience. I'm getting into the second half of the run. Very, very cool. But I'll jump right into, so the total mileage for day 4 will be 33.6, which puts the total at 143.1. And then day 5 will all be the rest of the Glacial Drumlin Trail, so the rest of the 38 miles of that. I've done parts of it on a bike, not a ton of it, but I know going west to east, the last part towards Waukesha is going to be a slight downgrade, which will be awesome. So that'll be 38 miles. So the total after day 5 will be 181 point whatever, about 181 miles. And then the last day is just over 20, I believe. Because I'm tired, it's been a long day, a lot of driving. I'm not someone who, unless I'm going on a road trip, likes to sit in a car for this long. So I'll skip out on day 6 for right now. That'll be a project for another weekend. But again, that's going to be pretty flat from what I can think of. That's going to be on the Hank Aaron Trail leading all the way up to the lakefront. But the total mileage will be something around 202. So 202 miles, give or take a mile-ish. But this, I'm so happy I did this, despite the fact that days 1 and 2 scare the crap out of me now. But yeah, so throughout this process, like I said, this video is mostly just to get initial knee-jerk reactions from the course. I didn't want to spend a whole lot of time on it, but as we get closer, I'll probably be making my way out to do some runs on sections of the course, trying not to take away from the actual experience. I still want it to be a unique thing when I go for it, but at least getting some time on feet on those hills, in those spots. So yeah, that's about it. I'll wrap it up here. 6 days, 202 miles, a stupid amount of elevation change on the first 2 days, and then the third day we'll have some. Flattens out the rest of the way. Should be a good time. Should be a good time.